I will delve you in dwellings you have never been before. Our topic today is knowledge. A few questions are aroused when talking about knowledge. Firstly, what is knowledge? Is it of any importance? Does it build society? Do we need knowledge in our livelihood? To answer this kind of question, we need to define knowledge, and it's a really hard task to do because knowledge is an abstract idea, and the abstracts are not easily defined. So, as one would do, I would bring a dictionary, a big dictionary, and I will search miserably for the word among thousands of others. Luckily for us, we're in the 21st century, and we have something called internet, and by a click of a button, we have a definition. Knowledge is facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject. It's a straightforward definition. Facts and information and skills. These are the basics of it. Acquired by a person, so it's a process. By experience or education, by going through something in life or being taught it, to understand the subject. What really interests me in this definition is saying that information, knowledge is just an idea that uses few means to reach an end, to reach a goal. You use your facts, your information, blah, 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 to reach an end, to solve a problem, to improve yourself, to change the perception of something. And to do that, you need to think. And well, there are two kinds of people who think. There are people who think in a very unimaginable ways, like our friend Homer Simpson. Can anybody understand what this person is thinking about? Nobody can. Another way is to think very seriously, like this person. You don't want to be around this person when he's thinking. He's thinking really seriously, and he's all alone in his own world. Just don't disrupt him, please. He will be very mad. And a way to help us think and to help us understand things is reading. And you have in front of you a definition of reading. Reading is a complex cognitive process of decoding symbols in order to construct or derive a meaning. What interests me in this definition is two sections. The word cognitive and the two words derive a meaning. And what interests me in it is cognitive is the process of relating things to each other to reach an understanding of something. And meaning is self-explanatory. What this is you're reading to reach a goal, just like knowledge. You're reading to solve a problem. You're reading to improve yourself. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Many reasons. And well, we all love books, right? It's my own very small library, right? We all love reading, joyous times while reading. It's not very big. I don't read a lot. But the problem is, nowadays, not a lot of people love reading. Reading has become somewhat of a burden to some people. They don't enjoy it. And through my own understanding and experience throughout the years, I figured out that reading is not just about reading books. The definition of reading does not include any words about books, articles, essays, or anything. It's a process of decoding symbols in order to construct a meaning. Those symbols could be anything. In fact, it could be video games, and it could be movies, it could be TV series, and of course, how we could forget anime. So, you don't just read books. You read all of the things around you. You read everything to derive a meaning, to help you think. And you think to be a better person. You think to improve yourself. So read. Don't just say it's a video game, it's for fun. Of course it's for fun. But also keep in mind that you will learn something from everything in life, including those things. Just have to pay attention. We have a quote by René Descartes. He's a 17th century philosopher. He said, "I think, therefore I am." Which he said this quote in response to skeptics saying that the question is, how do you know that you're real? How do you know that you are who you are? How do you know that you are not in a dream? He said this sentence or argument, "I think, therefore I am," which in its core is a very invalid one, because he said, "I think," in the premise of the argument. Then he said, "I am," in the conclusion. He used "I" in the premise and "I" in the conclusion. So he didn't give a proof of his existence. He says, "I think." It's not a proof. René Descartes is known to be the father of modern philosophy. And an ordinary man would say that, well, it's René Descartes, he's the father of the modern philosophy. He would be very correct about whatever he says. And that's the problem that exists with us today. That we have prejudice to many people that have prowess in their respective fields. So we assume that everything they say or everything they think is correct. And that's a wrong assumption to make, especially when you're reading or you're trying to improve yourself or whatever. It's not a good thing, and I hate it. It makes me want to cry. I don't want to see people do it. Please, don't do it. Just don't be prejudiced. Don't be biased to someone because he is known or he's famous. Just don't. No matter who he is, he's still a human and he still makes mistakes. And for example, is René Descartes with this very naive argument. Summary. So, the essence of what I am here to say is to think. Thinking is free. Just do it. You can think while you are doing everything. There's not a point in life that or a point in a day that you cannot think. Just think. Why do you think? Do I really need to tell you why do you think? Because if you don't know, you kind of have a problem then. So think. Thinking is important to gain knowledge. Knowledge is important to gain improvement in yourself, to solve your problems, to change perceptions that you received wrongly. So that's all what I have for you today. Thank you all for listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.